The entry-level luxury segment's newly revitalized with the Acura ILX and this Buick Verano. And for this comparison, we've also brought out the Volkswagen Jetta TDI. And it's well optioned, and that price point puts it right in the mix with these other two.
So for today's comparison test, I brought out the Volkswagen Jetta TDI. In other words, the turbo diesel model. This particular tester though is a fully loaded Jetta. It has everything. It has leather, navigation, a fancy radio, a sunroof, Bluetooth. It's pretty much the nicest Jetta you can order.
So Brad's in the Volkswagen Jetta TDI diesel, Brian's driving the Buick Verano, and I've got the Acura ILX. Now, out of all of those, you'd have to say that the Acura is the only one that sort of lives up to that baby Benz kind of niche, really. It's got the badge and it's got the looks. The other two, well, one's a Volkswagen, it's supposed to be the people's car, and the Buick, it really looks like a Cruze still, the car it's based on. It's not going to turn any heads.
This Buick Verano is an all-new car for Buick, and although it's based on the Chevrolet Cruze, GM knows that a rebadging has to go more than skin deep. They've really done that with this Verano. There are lots of luxury features, and in particular, they've spent a lot of time making sure that this car is exceptionally quiet.
As much as I hate to admit when Brian is right, that Buick is really well put together and it's quiet.
The Acura is, I think, the only one that can lay claim to being a sort of good handling car. The Buick is so quiet, sometimes you think it's dead. And, you know, Brian, I don't know how he's such a fan of that car. He's a race car driver. You'd think he would realize that you can't feel anything through that steering. It feels like, you know, one of those, a steering wheel in a playground that's just not connected to anything. It just swizzles and swizzles. Brad did make one crucial mistake with that car. It's $15,000 extra than the car it's based on. So he's paying 15 grand over the basic Jetta for what? Leather, some fancy interior bits, and a diesel motor. Doesn't strike me as a great deal.
Listen, I know Volkswagen is not a premium brand, but the reason I brought this Jetta out today is because as equipped, it pretty much measures up to the competitors here, feature for feature.
Is the Jetta a luxury car? Well, the features make it a match for the Buick and the Acura, but your neighbor's not going to know you spent almost $30,000 on your Jetta when they see it advertised for $15,000.
It's only 140 horsepower, which makes it sound like it's behind the other competitors, but the torque is 236, well beyond the other two cars here. What that means is really quick launches and uber efficiency on the highway.
The Verano's got the most powerful engine in this test, and the engine's made it to this fantastic 6-speed automatic.
So 150 horsepower, that's not much, and I'm sure Brian's talking about how his Buick has the most power and the biggest engine, but what he's probably not saying is that his car is also 200 kilograms fatter than this one.
Now, I'm a Honda guy, but I'm not so excited about the Acura ILX. It's got the smallest engine in this comparison, and that also means it makes the least amount of power. Compromising the power delivery is its 5-speed automatic, whereas the Verano and the Jetta both have 6-speed automatics, making them a little bit more flexible.
5-speed automatic transmission, yeah, I know, it's kind of lame. And the guys are right to kind of rag on that. It doesn't do the car any favors. It's a bit underpowered as it is. You know, the interior, it feels the most like a baby Benz. It's all black and chic and shiny.
As much as Matt goes on about the ILX being a proper luxury car,
Look, feel, oh yeah, real leather.
the thing that bothers me about it is that A, its price can climb fairly quickly. I like to think that the Acura ILX wouldn't exist if the old CSX hadn't have been such a success when it was sold only here in Canada. That car was essentially a Civic Si that got Acura badging, leather seats, and a few extra features to make it premium enough for that brand.
This car, you'd never mistake it for a Civic inside or out. The design is actually pretty good, I think. And of the three, it's the only one that looks like a bit of a luxury car from the outside. It's a little sharper looking.
For me, the Acura brand has long been about performance, but As of late, they seem to be more focused on luxury, and that certainly seems to be the case with the ILX. It doesn't appear to be any more performance-oriented than this Buick is.
Come on, Buick? Fake hood vents? That's just lame. They look like two huge pimples on someone's forehead you just can't stop looking at. Once you notice them, you can't look away.
So after driving the Volkswagen, the Buick, and the Acura back-to-back, we think we found a winner. The Jetta is a compelling case, but its badge really doesn't say premium to some people. And the Acura is sporty, but isn't as complete a package as the Buick.
We came to the conclusion that the Buick Verano is the best of these three. It's got a great mix of luxury features, and its ride is exceptionally comfortable and quiet.
I disagree. For the record, I protest. I think it's got to be the Jetta. I mean, you're not going to impress anybody with the badges on any of these cars, so don't even try. Just go with the one that makes the most sense. Fuel economy is amazing. TDI engine's got great torque. Resale value is going to be good. It looks fine, and it's super comfortable inside. You know what? The Acura's, the handling's great, and the interior gets the closest to being sort of a baby Benz of the three. That said, it is significantly more expensive than the other two.
So then, I hear what you're saying, but features, price, quiet, all the important things that people looking for a luxury car tick off, the Buick has. So it's our winner.
Quiet like in the grave, quiet Brad.